Physics and Masters. Good morning to those of you who are joining us at home. And today is February 1st, 2012. And I'm really excited about who we're going to focus on, the vibration of the saint we're going to focus on today, because her birthday was yesterday, and she's somebody who is very, very close to me, spiritually speaking. So and it was funny, I had something else in mind in this morning meditation. At the very end, it came in that we should focus on her, and I went, why didn't I think of that? Her name is Sri Daya. Sri Daya was the president of self-realization until just over a year ago, when she left the body consciously just under the age of 97. Sri Daya was born Faye Wright, which is how my daughter got her middle name, Serena Faye. See, Ron didn't even know that, her husband. She was named after this beautiful, beautiful woman. And I'm going to give you a brief history, a rundown, so you get kind of the basics. But she was born in 1914, January 31st. And the reason, and at age 17, she was in high school, and she was a basketball player, and she fell on the court, and she got an open cut and got blood poisoning from it, and her face swelled. And you know what it's like when your face swells when you're 17 years old, and she was completely bandaged up. She couldn't go to school. The blood poisoning was so bad, and none of the doctors could help her. Well, her mother found the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, and this was in, of all places, Salt Lake City, Utah. Faye Wright and her family were actually sort of Mormon royalty, because her grandfather back in the 1800s helped start. He was one of the principal guys in, I forget, maybe the council of the founding fathers. But anyway, of one of the big temples there. But anyway, she walked. Her mother said, "Please come to this talk of Yogananda." I think because Faye had always been spiritual. Her mother said, "I think you're going to find him to be spectacular." She walked in the auditorium, right? She was a little bit late. So he came out on stage. When she saw him, the breath was sucked out of her lungs, and she went into her first samadhi from seeing her guru for the first time. When she recaptured her breathing, and she knew at that point, and in her intuition told her, "Him I will follow." So afterwards he saw her and he said, "Do you believe God can heal you?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And she was healed. From that point forward, she went into the ashram. She became a nun at 17. Her brother was her sister, her mother, all were the parts of the family came to serve Yogananda, but she was president for over 60 years. Her dedication, the reason we're doing it today, and it's interesting, the reason the Holy Ones wanted it to be done today is because today is February. That 2 in February, the second month, it represents the duality that Source needs to experience in order to know love. When Source was all in oneness, then it's like being, when something really exciting happens, you want someone to share it with, right? You're bubbling over. You can't wait to tell someone. Well, that's what happened with Source, and Source divided itself and became us. So the duality of Source is just so we can experience love and share it. That's why February has Valentine's Day in it. That's no accident. Expressed affection is the proper vibration for the 2-month. And I'm surrendering to that noise, are you? But noise, thank you, Kai. For those of you who, hopefully you can't hear it at home, there's a blower out there. But this too shall pass. Sri Daya, Daya means compassion. She was the mother of compassion. And a part of, here's some real estate here. Part of what, way to go, Jay. He went and talked to him. Part of what I'm so thrilled about is when Ma is in the body, she would come at night and help those of us who were here on the earth plane connect to the inner worlds. She was Sangamata, and she did that for us. So, guess it doesn't matter. So, sit up nice and tall. See, there's the duality of it. Bring your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. By the way, I want you to see this is a picture. She's probably about 40 or so, right after she took over the presidency, the leadership. You know, in 1955, for the mantle of such a large organization worldwide to go to a woman was really cutting edge. And she did a beautiful job of expanding the work and the love of Yogananda through her own love and compassion. Again, which is what Daya Mata means. So close your eyes for a moment and think in terms of when we would run into Daya Mata up at Mount Washington in those 20 plus years that I was serving there, when I would just happen to run into her, the vibration of seeing her would put me in another state of consciousness. And that's what we're all working for, to so build our auric field and our consciousness that the moment someone just walks by us, they're uplifted. So with our yoga practice, with our breath work, I'd like you for a moment to just visualize in front of you footsteps. They could be footsteps in the sand, footsteps in concrete, it doesn't matter to me. Those are the footsteps of the great ones, like the great saints like Sri Daya Mata, one of the preeminent spiritual women of the 20th century. And just visualize with this class and with her love and the love that supported her and her journey, that we are going to walk in those footsteps toward the sun, toward the Christ consciousness, toward our own illumination. And you can mentally in your mind see yourself stand up and begin to walk on the path in those beautiful footsteps that she left. And we're going to be hearing quite a few of her quotes this morning to inspire us. And to empower the body to receive the light, take a great breath in through the nostrils. And hold the breath, lift your heart up, drop your shoulders down. Let the light move into the cells and exhale, sigh it out. Ah. Again, inhale deeply. Take in the energy and the light that needs to transform your body and hold. Exhale, sigh it out. Many people, by the way, are having trouble with old emotional patterns coming up. Inhale. And hold. That's Neptune moving into Pisces, his home, and he's preparing us to get into 5D. Exhale with many of the other archetypal energies. So just feel what you feel this morning. Inhale. Receive light, receive love, receive power, which is also love. Hold it. Let everything be what it is. Exhale. Learning to just be the observer. Now inhale, tense your legs, clench your fists, pull your navel in all the way up. We're tensing the toes to the top of the head. We're squeezing out the old energies. Exhale, sigh it out. Breath work is the most important thing we'll do together. Inhale. Squeeze from the toes to the top of the head. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, completely release. 2 more times. Inhale. And as you squeeze this time, feel as though all of your past is just being released like tiny bubbles out of your pores. Exhale. And 1 more time, inhale. Because when we sit to do yoga like this and squeeze, a whole crew of the holy ones come in to support our intention to lift our vibration. Exhale. Ah, beautiful. Now just letting your eyes come to the third eye, your gaze to the third eye. Listening to these words of Daya Mata. She said, Spirit knows what he's doing with me. I can't always understand his way, but I am content in the realization that Spirit knows what is best for me. That is surrender. So just for a moment in your own life, feel as though if there's something that's going on that you don't quite understand, why does it always have to be this way? Why am I going through this? What is my lesson? Stop the whys, move into the energy of surrender. Follow those footsteps of our beloved, we used to call her Ma. I still call her Ma. Follow the footsteps, surrender. Ma always trusted. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart center. Press your left hand into your right hand. Holding for a moment, allowing this to build both hemispheres of the brain, balancing male and female. That will be our job all the beginning of this year. To recognize that the female is in each one of us and the male is in each one of us. We are complete of ourselves. And rub your hands together, opening up. Give intention now to open up the healing energy in your palms and fingertips. Then bring your hands down to the earth for a moment. Touch the earth. And as you inhale, you're going to cleanse your auric field, palms up, and begin to apply Mul Bond. Squeeze rectum, sex organs, navel. Pull it in and up. Stretch. Exhale, bringing the light down. Squeezing and compressing to the earth all the dark and gray atoms for transmutation. Again, inhale. Maybe bring your arms up a different part of your auric field. Feel as though you're combing it, bringing in such power and light. Lift and hold, pull your navel in. Then as you exhale, you can move your hands through another part of your field. Maybe one arm toward the front, the other toward the back. And let's continue cleansing our field as we apply Mul Bond. Inhale, rectum, sex organs, navel. Pull in and up. Exhale, calm and clear. Remember, I remember every time, see, that's why it's so special to me. Inhale, I have experience with this particular saint. Squeeze. I knew just looking into her eyes would change, exhale. She could release some karmic influence that had me on hold. Now roll your shoulders forward and back and open your heart center. As we begin our movement. Here we go. Drop your chin to the chest and start doing some head rotations. Release any energy that might be gathering there at the throat. Ma said, for a short while, the immortal ray of light that is our soul wears a perishable mortal garment. But for all eternity, the soul is sustained by the infinite source of light. Go ahead and reverse. We know that, don't we? This body is temporary. It feels so real. The personality feels so permanent. Eventually, this body and our souls will merge into the infinite source of light. All right. We're coming back to center. You'll see me do this. When the Holy Ones want to get my attention, sometimes it feels like someone's touching my nose. I don't know if you've ever had that experience. But Oh, yeah. So besides moving, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. I know what they're saying, what they're getting my attention. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, bring it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And relax. Allow the energy to move. Let it to open and release. You might feel a little dizzy. That's not a bad thing. It's energy moving. Now, since we have a little more room today, I want you to inhale our elbows this way and long arms that. So we cracking open the heart. Daya used the path to where she didn't have her own partner, she didn't have her own children. She decided to just focus on all children, all partners, all people. Spirit was her love, because she knew in that love, if she can realize it a couple more times, she knew she would find the source of all love, and all else would be added to her. And open, and bring it down. Take your legs out in front of you and slap them down. Ma worked so many hours. She got to the point where she could channel energy through her body and she didn't need to sleep much. So she would wear out secretaries, the male and the female, sit up nice and tall. You know, they'd have to, Yogananda did the same thing. They'd have to take shifts to keep up with her. And she was 80. Inhale, arms up. I think it probably, about 90, she started slowing down. Bring your right hand. Because she knew yoga. She knew how to replenish her body with cosmic light. Get your left sit bone down. Lift and come over. Breathe. She was such an example. But you know, when you have someone like that living in your midst and you can look and you watch the way she does little things, like walking down the hallway, she was so peaceful. Even when she was in a hurry. Inhale and come up. Lengthen, just take a breath here. And you realize there should be no such thing as rushing, even when we need to move quickly. It's done with consciousness. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left hand down. Put your right sit bone down, lift it, and come over. And she always had time to smile at someone. And everyone that she met, she'd let them feel as though they were God's favorite or her favorite. It was unbelievable. You felt so valued in her presence, no matter what you had done. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Good. Then bring your feet in for just a moment. Let's do some circles as you inhale. Exhale, come back. And round it. You know, but when she was a young girl, like many young girls, she had a tendency to be moody. So, now remember, she started serving Yogananda when she was 17. So when she would come into his presence when she was moody, he knew that she had the capacity to either be a master or to give in to those moods. So he treated her pretty rough. Go ahead and reverse. And he'd walk in, he'd look at her aura, and he'd say, "Get out of here if you're going to be in a mood." And, you know, that really stung. You know, just a little 17-year-old girl was like, "Excuse me, what am I supposed to do?" But she learned, you know, she learned to surrender. She learned to transmute the energy. And, of course, her young girl and the young woman and the young man, it could be hormones. But she learned through yoga and through self-discipline and transmuting her energies, last one,